What's up? Today I got an exciting video for you guys because I've been getting some emails, I've been getting some calls, and you guys have been asking questions about, you know what, Marlon, how much money should I save up before I go ahead and start, contacting my realtor, giving you a call, right? How much money should I save up if I'm thinking about buying a home in this current market here in Chicago, right? In 2024, 2025, 2026, and beyond, right? So right, that is a great question that you have, and I'm going to cover that today. I'm going to draw it out for you today, map out all the expenses that you're going to need right up front. All right, so you're not going to want to miss this video. So stick around to the end so you can get it all right. So you are prepared right when you're ready to enter this market and to give us a call. All right, so stick around to the end. But we're about to get after it right now. Let's go. If this is your first time on this channel, you want to know everything there is to know about living in Chicago and the neighboring suburbs, just subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so we can be the first to know about this current market in Chicago. Hey, what's up? It's your boy Marlon here with my team, and we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you. That's right, just like you, looking to make that move to Chicago. Right? So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, it does not matter. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Right? Fill out the form on our page so we can help you make a smooth move to the city of Chicago because it really is the greatest city. All right. But today we're covering, right, how much money do you need to buy a house, right? First, we're going to cover the upfront costs that you're going to need when you are going ahead and starting that search out, right? When you first go ahead and contact your realtor, right? When you go ahead and get pre-approved, they're going to let you know how much money you're going to want to have saved up already so you can go ahead and purchase this home with ease, all right? So, all right, we're going to kind of get into that today. So let's go, right? I'm going to actually jump onto the computer as well so I can kind of show you what the median price is as well, so we can kind of gauge our numbers off of that. All right, so that's what we're going to be talking about. So I hope you got your pen, your paper ready. I hope you got your thinking caps on because this one's going to have some numbers in it. Okay. All right, so let's kind of get into it. Right, I'm going to go ahead and name the 5 things that you're going to need. Right, when you're going ahead and buying a home. All right, these are going to be the 5 upfront costs. All right, so write that down. Upfront costs of buying a home. These are the 5. Right, first one is you're going to want to have your down payment already secured, right? Whether that's coming from your savings, whether that's coming from your, you're splitting a house, maybe you're getting a divorce or something like that, and that's where you're going to get your down payment money from, or whether you're getting a gift from a parent or a grandparent, whatever it is, right? You're going to want to make sure that you already have that down payment secured, and it is some verifiable funds, right? The lender is also going to make sure that those funds are seasoned funds, right? And that just means that those funds have been sitting there or they're verified funds that you are getting. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you have that in place. All right, so that's the first one, right? It's going to be your down payment. Okay, then you're going to want to go ahead and get your closing costs, right? Your appraisal. We're gonna talk about your inspection, and then we're also going to talk about your earnest money that you're going to need, right? So those are going to be the 5 topics that we're going to cover today, and those are going to be the 5 things you want to plan to have money for going into buying your home. Okay. All right, so let's kind of get into it right away. All right, so first things first is the down payment, right? Typically, your down payment can run you anywhere from 3% to 20% and more, right? If you choose to put down more on a home, that's always great for you because it's gonna lessen your monthly payment, right? Because you're not gonna be financing as much on the home, right? Your mortgage is not gonna be as big, right? So it's gonna bring your down payment. It's gonna bring your mortgage payment down, all right, which is always great, but you can put anywhere from as low as 3% down all the way up to 20% down and so on, right? So if you're getting an FHA loan, they typically require 3 to 3.5% down. And if you're getting a conventional loan, right, I believe 3% is really the lowest you can go. But the more is better, right, for them. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. Let's kind of take a look, right, at what that would get us in Chicago, right? Because we're in Chicago, right? We're going to kind of gauge our numbers off of Chicago, right? So let's just say, right, we're going and looking at a market in Chicago. Let's say a suburb in Chicago that has a median home price of around $300,000, $400,000, and I think I have a good one in mind, and that's going to be Bolingbrook, Illinois. All right, so we're going to kind of look at Bolingbrook, Illinois, kind of gauge our numbers off of that. All right, so follow me to the computer so we can find out exactly how much the median price is and what we can actually get in Bolingbrook for that median price. All right, so let's go. All right, so we're here on my computer. Thank you for following me to my computer. Now we're going to go ahead and pull up, right, a market search here so we can go ahead and see what's happening in Bolingbrook real quick. All right, so we got the market search pulled up here. Let's type it in, right, Bolingbrook, Illinois here. Let's see what they got. All right, so we got Bolingbrook here. We can see it's still a seller's market here. Right, we can see that the median sold price is 370, including the townhomes. Let's change that to single family across the board. All right, and we can see that the median sold price here is $375,000 here in Bolingbrook, Illinois. Now, Bolingbrook is a really popular suburb. It's right there off of the 55 expressway. So, that is a free tollway. So it's very popular, right? And sometimes, right, there is some traffic getting on that expressway. But hey, I mean, it has a lot of convenience to it, right? Being right there in Bolingbrook. All right. But this is a great suburb. It's safe, and it's very, very affordable for, a lot of people who don't want to stay in the inner city, but they want to stay, not far away from the inner city. Okay. So Bolingbrook right here in June, right? We can see, right? Still a seller's market. All right. So now let's see what we can get for 375 in Bolingbrook. All right. So let's change this to a property search. Let's go ahead and type in Bolingbrook. All right, and let's see, 375 is our median value. All right, so we can see that, right? There are some high price homes here in Bolingbrook, right? Couple 900,000s, 800,000s, right? But let's go ahead and keep scrolling down till we get to 375 here. Let's pick one. All right, rolling down here at 385, 379, 374. 371 here. All right, I kind of like this one for 380 here. 3 beds, 3 bath, 1,700 square feet, right? Beautiful, right? So this is kind of what you can get in the market in Bolingbrook for $375,000, $380,000 here. 3 bed, 3 bath, 1,700 square foot. You get a 9,000 square foot lot. Beautiful, right? So let's kind of take a look at the pictures real quick and see what we really got. All right, pretty nice, right? So, I mean, really grand, entranceway there, beautiful dining room, got a fireplace, kitchen, wood flooring, great. You got a breakfast bar there, little island, outdoor patio, really spacious, open floor. You got 3 bedrooms, really nice master bathroom, right? So this is what you can get in Bolingbrook, right, for $380,000, right? So very nice, clean. You get a full basement, and you can really do anything you want with that basement, right? Spice it up, add anything down there that you want, make it a game room, make it a cinema room, whatever you want. And look at this backyard area. I mean, very grand here. You have a lot of space for your cookouts, for your barbecues, for the kids to play. Get you a trampoline, get you a bounce house, whatever you got to do, right? Make sure your kids have a good time in that backyard, right? So this is what you can get for $380,000, right? So now let's go ahead and see, how much this is gonna, cost you, right, for a down payment. All right, let's run the numbers. Okay, now we're talking numbers here. Now, if we're thinking about getting this $380,000 house, right, the numbers are gonna run us, for a 3% down payment. Let's just project a 3% down payment. Okay, so for a $380,000 home, 3% of that is going to be $11,400. Okay, so write that down. We got $11,400 for our down payment, right? And that's why I say sometimes, right, you may have to make sure that you save up for that, or you may have to go ahead and, get gifted, or, ask somebody if they have it, or if you're moving, if you're selling a house and you're getting a large, sum of money from selling that house, then that's something that can definitely help with your down payment, right? But for a $380,000 house in today's market, right, at a 3% down payment, you're going to need around $11,400. Okay, so that's what that's going to run you. And then, right, you want to go ahead and plan for the next thing, which is going to be your closing costs. That's the next thing. It's going to be your closing costs. And that's going to typically run you from around 2% to 5%. Okay. So on a $380,000 home, right, 2% of that is going to be $7,600. All right. And 5% of that is going to be $19,000. Okay. So you gotta budget for that, right? So you're ranging from 2 to 5%. That's going to be from $7,500 all the way up to $19,000 that you may have to budget for your closing costs as well, right? And sometimes, right, when you go ahead and you work with a great realtor, right, we can go ahead and get some of that closing cost, kind of coming down a little bit by asking for some credits or some concessions from the seller, right? So definitely want to make sure that you have a good, a good realtor on your side fighting for your best interest. But that's what you want to go ahead and budget for if you're thinking about your closing costs and how much that's going to cost you. Okay. Right, so 2 to 5%, just keep that in mind. All right, so next is going to be the home inspection, right? You want to make sure that you budget for your home inspection. Now, we got two of the two of the higher priced items that we're going to make sure that we need to have money for, especially on the closing day. That's where it's going to be the most important. But before we get to the closing day, these are going to be the funds that we need to make sure that we have, right? And the first thing is the home inspection. Now, that's going to run you anywhere from $300 to $600, okay? And you don't want to skip this. You don't want to waive this. You want to make sure that you get a valuable and a licensed and a good home inspector that's going to look at that home and make sure they tell you every nook and cranny and thing that's going on with that home, so you are well aware before you get to the closing table and you get those keys and you get inside that house and you see that something is not up to par. Okay, you don't want that to happen. All right, so you get you a good home inspector. Let us know, especially if we're in the contract together, right? We're going to give you our great home inspector that we recommend. But again, it is ultimately your decision. But hey, just make sure that you don't skip that, right? If you need to spend $600, right, trust me, you won't regret it, right? You won't regret it because it may save you from getting into a situation that can cost you 3 times that amount. All right. So just make sure that you get a good home inspector. Right. So that's going to be number three. Right. We talked about down payment. We talked about closing costs. Two big ones. Right. Next thing was the home inspection. Now, after the home inspection is going to be the appraisal fee. And that's going to run you just about the same amount about $300 to $600 for the appraisal. Right. So that's what that's gonna run you. And the lender is going to be the one who's typically going to order the appraisal. Okay, so that's going to be pretty easy. They're going to order the appraisal and they're just going to make sure that you have the funds to cover that. So they're just going to make sure that you have the funds for that. All right, and then you're going to get your appraisal, and then that's going to be good enough for the lender to go ahead and make sure they can close on your loan. All right, so that's going to be great. Now the last one is going to be the earnest money deposit. All right, so this happens when you first get under contract, when the seller and the buyer both sign their name on that contract, then that is when you need to deposit that earnest money, okay, within the next 5 business days, okay? So that's typically going to run you it's typically going to be about 1% of the purchase price, or it's going to be $1,000 or greater, right? So typically it's going to be 1%. So let's just say, on our $380,000 house that we were looking at, right? 1% of that is going to be what? $3,800. Okay, so you're going to need $3,800 for your earnest money, which is basically saying in good faith to the seller that you want to buy this house and you are serious about it, to the point that you are putting down this money to basically show your good faith. All right, so that's what you're going to need. So let's kind of add all that together, right, and see how much money we will need to save to buy this $380,000 house, okay? And let's see if this is something that we should be doing. Also, for the earnest money, it can go all the way up to 3%, right? 1 to 3%, but at the same time, right, the more you put down, the more attractive your offer looks to the seller, right? It makes you seem more serious about it if you're putting down more money for the earnest money, right? Down payment looks good as well for you and your lender, but the earnest money looks better for the seller and for your offer. All right. So if you want to make a stronger offer, right, be willing to put down more for your earnest money if you have the capability. All right. So just want to make sure I said that. But again, let's go ahead and figure out how much. Let's add it all together and figure out how much we needed to save to buy this $380,000 home. Okay. Down payment was 3%, right? 3% for our down payment on $380,000 was $11,400. Okay. Then we're going to add on the closing costs, which was around 2 to 5%, right? Let's just say the low end of 2% on our $380,000 home. And we're going to add $7,600 to that for our closing costs. That's the 2% of our 380, okay? Plus the home inspection and the appraisal. Let's just say, right, we didn't skip out on those. Let's say we didn't go for the cheapest home inspector for 300. Let's just say we spent $450 for our home inspector and our appraiser, okay? So $450 times 2 is going to be $900, okay? So that's what's going to be easy to add on, right? So add an extra $900 for the home inspection and the appraisal. And then the earnest money is going to be our 1%. And that's going to be the last thing, which is going to be the $3,800, okay? So all of that added together is going to be a total of $23,700, okay? So that is typically what you're going to want to save up, right? Or at least have in the bank account ready, for when you are going ahead and choosing to purchase a home in the range of $380,000, right? For the median price in Bolingbrook, okay, right? So, if that is you, right, go ahead and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. And if you have that money already saved up and you're ready to go, again, right, we're here to help you make that smooth move to the city of Chicago, whether it's in Bolingbrook, Naperville, Plainfield, or if it's up there on the north side of Chicago, like Champaign, Schaumburg, right, Elgin, whatever it's at, right, give us a call, right? We got agents all over. We got a great team that's ready to help you, right? Help you make that move and make sure it's a smooth move as well, right? Whether you're coming from out of state or if you're already in Chicago or in Illinois, right? We'd love to help you, all right? So again, that's the numbers for you, right? If you're ready to make that move, right, again, give us a call, shoot us a text. We'll be happy to help you again. And until I can see you on the next video, thank you for sticking around to the end. Peace.